JR from Cloudability. Can you tell me what you guys do?
Yeah, Cloudability basically takes all your cloud costs and lets you see them in one place. We integrate with all the major service providers so that you can get a sort of an overview of where your cloud spending is in the cloud. The idea being that the cloud is infinite and scalable, but your dollars are not.
Sure.
So a lot of people are calling this like a mint.com for infrastructure on the cloud.
So you provide a dashboard across multiple providers. Know where spend's happening.
Yeah, essentially. We're very focused just on the cost reporting side, so we don't actually do management of the services. So our dashboard is this comprehensive view of what you spent yesterday across all the services, what you spent by category, this much on hosting, this much on compute, gives you updates if certain service is spiking, so you can catch overages before they happen, and basically gives you the ability to set budgets and cap spending in certain areas that previously you sort of had to rely on the end of the month bill for. Past it was the sort of the problem was you get the bill much later, and you're actually seeing it as it's going, and also to get that comprehensive view is difficult. One of the things that we also send is a daily email that says here's exactly what you spent yesterday, on which services, what your top spends were.
Sure. Okay. So, I mean, I've reviewed quite a few cloud monitoring, performance monitoring solutions, and my comment with them is always that that's really great, but unless you can close the loop, unless you can kind of manage the service on top of the monitoring you're doing, then it's kind of, you give me this information, but I can't act upon it, and I'm sure you've heard that a lot. So.
We do, actually. I've heard that a lot here, especially. I mean, for us, I think we're a little bit different in the fact that we're not just a cloud service provider company in the sense that we're not just covering the Amazons and brokers. We're really covering the whole SaaS world as well and the web services. So, initially we're starting with the cloud guys, but over the next few months we're rolling out integrations, with all the guys down from the Get Satisfactions to the User Voices to all those other services, the MailChimp services, services that go beyond the cloud. And so a big focus for us is to really go for the breadth, the width there, so that if we get far into the management side, we can't provide the width or the breadth to say, this is really your complete spend from the domain level. Like, here's what your domain registrations are. Here's your SSL certs. So along with the pricing with those, as we get that complete picture, we're able to do a couple of things. One is become a little bit of management in a different sense, where we can manage all the vendor messages and things that come in and crop up, because when you're running 15 or 20 different SaaS and cloud services, like a lot of startups are, for their CRM to their hosting to everything else in the cloud as well, there's a lot of emails and vendor messages. You get billing alerts, you get terms and changes, you get all these things that come in. They need to go to the right person. They need to get forwarded into a central inbox, so you're not missing anything. So we also provide a way for all that to kind of come together in one place, and you can say, okay, I want billing alerts to go to this person. I want these downtime notices to go to the devs. On the other side, also over time, what we're starting to do is be able to, because we have this wide range, to build profiles on how people are using cloud services. So particularly, like if you look at a single vertical, you can say, okay, your company's in this vertical. We see that you're running this, and this service. You might also want to check out this service, which can help make you more efficient in the cloud.
And that's kind of the mint.com approach, where you
very much
kind of monetize add-on services or suggest
for sure. I mean, for example, when I was coming down here, I booked a ticket and I was using Mint, and Mint emailed me, the next day saying, oh, we saw that, you have a trip coming up. Do you, want to look at hotels? And very much like us, we could say, we see you're running, these servers on Amazon or Roku. Have you thought about running this monitoring service over here, like New Relic or Pingdom, to make sure those servers are running?
I guess the comment I'd give is that in the same way that Mint is a fantastic personal financial management tool, but isn't an enterprise tool. I guess you need to think about who you integrate with, because your approach is something that's going to be really attractive to small businesses and developers alike. But the path you're going down isn't really an enterprise thing, which is more about monitoring and management together. Is that?
You're saying it's not really an enterprise?
It's more. I think it's more focused for small business developers.
It's interesting. The biggest response we've gotten, I think, for the startup scene and the small business scene is very near to my heart. But the most promising response we've gotten is actually from CFOs at slightly larger companies at the enterprise level, because we're seeing a lot that cloud deployments are bypassing the IT department, and the CFOs don't really always have an idea of, okay, this is exactly what's being spent where and which services. And the ability to say, okay, instead of getting a bunch of expensed, receipts turned in from developers who ran up these things, they plug in their Cloudability credentials when they sign up for the server, so we have an integration with them. CFO can then log in and say, okay, here's literally what we're spending all these areas, and can actually, set some notifications to say, if they're spending up more than this, or we're going this too much in this certain category, let me know, so we can purse strings a little bit.
Okay, cool. Oh, it's an interesting solution. It's interesting to see how you go.
Yeah,
Thanks
a lot.
That's Cloudability.